Friends, we made our way over to the little beach area. I wasn't even gonna film tonight, but check out this view, guys. I can't hold that back from you. I had to share that. I wanted it just for the two of us, well, the three of us. But guys, it's just so good. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, and I know this, but I'm telling you, 20-30 minutes from your backyard is a place just like this. Because you know what, friends? God created an amazing, beautiful, beautiful earth that we can live on. When you get out into nature, when you get out to the great outdoors, you're gonna find God. You're gonna find some peace. You're gonna get some understanding, some stuff that you're trying to clear up, and your brain is gonna start making sense. So guys, I really hope that you'll come along for this video. We're over here at a state park in Texas, and I can't wait to show you guys everything that we got going on. We're doing a bunch of stuff in the camper. We're relaxing. We're gonna be cooking tomorrow night. Got all kinds of stuff. So let's get into it. In this one, we're at Lake Tawakoni over here in Texas. Guys, we're gonna get camp set up. We're gonna be cooking some food, of course. We got a fire going. Guys, it's gonna be an awesome one. So we're gonna go hit some trails, all the good stuff. So come along for the journey. Well, first things first, friends, we have the electricity plugged in. We got water pumping right now. That sweet, sweet water. We're gonna go around the side and get to work on some other things. Made our way inside the camper. Guys, I just built this a few months back. This is where the batteries are now. Before, the batteries were under there, and now I've cut a hole and I could pull that milk crate out with tools that I use regularly. This is my bench seat where I sit a lot. Put my feet against here and I can push. So I typically have this screwed in, and I have just a mountain of junk, which I spared you guys from. But we're gonna lift this up. This is kind of how I get to the batteries. And I built this big enough so I can have two batteries. Now this is a 100 amp hour AGM, and I want another one, but I want them to be lithium, so I have 200 amp hours instead of basically 50 usable amp hours right now. So what we're doing here is we're finally plugged into electricity. So I have this little battery charger right here. I'm gonna bring it out. It's got itself hung up. Now guys, this camper has its own battery charger that's not working right now. So I originally had this battery below, and I have another wall plug-in directly below it. And my plan was to be able to charge whenever we were plugged in, because this hasn't worked for a while. So rather than fixing the camper one, I wanted to make sure I have a little bit of a redundancy plan. And now we're going to be charging. So I have it on 12 volt, 6 amps, so it's pumping in as much power as it possibly can right now. And you come over here, and this always gives a wrong reading. Right now it says 12.8. If we unplug this, so it's no longer charging, and it takes a minute for it to really come back to reality, but it's not even come close to 12.8. There it is, it says 12.7. It's coming down, and it's gonna come way down. I won't wait for that for you guys, but trust me, this battery was extremely low right now. So now we're gonna trickle charge. But that is a huge issue because it takes all this work to get everything clear. And I'm not even showing you all the stuff that was on there. So the plan is to be able to charge with some solar panels on top, have a bit of a solar charge controller there, have a battery charger here that's hardwired in, so whenever we plug the camper in, it'll be charging with a separate thing from what the camper has itself, just not working. We do have a trickle charge coming in that's going to charge from the truck, but that's not very big. This is a kill switch for the battery to everything, and then I have another kill switch right here. This now turns the truck off. My particular truck will stay charging the battery even when the truck's turned off, so I built this in so I can just shut off the 7-pin directly from the truck. This just shuts the whole battery off. I got my positive bus bar, if you will, my negative bus bar. Then I added my own little fuse panel right there, and the only thing I'm using that for is a little bitty, basically this guy right here. I have a cigarette lighter 12-volt plug right there. I can pass through and charge my phone, or if I turn this on, now I'm getting power inverted. I think this is a 300 watt inverter, so nothing too big. Yeah, 300 watt, nothing too big, nothing like these power units we have here. But at any rate, we got power from this battery. Everything else in the camper, all the lights like that one, these ones are all fused basically from the camper itself, has its own unit. All the battery does is send power back to that fuse box. Also, while I have you guys here, we're talking about 12-volt stuff. Right under my chair right here, guys, is a bunch more storage, some more of these milk crates. We're going to be putting a Chinese diesel heater right here. So that's the plan right now, to have a vent coming out the front, pumping down to the back of the camper. We do have a propane heater right here. And I wanted to maybe put the Chinese heater here, but then I'd have to have an elbow for the heat coming back. The new plan, and it's gonna work good underneath the camper too, is to have it right here pumping the heat back. So coming outside, the neat thing is that'll be on the other side of this wall, the Chinese diesel heater, and I can have a little tank mounted somewhere up here of diesel, probably on that side, so when we get gas I can run a little diesel line and pump it right there. So an external little gas tank, diesel tank. All the exhaust will be underneath there, so that'll be coming very soon. So that's a bit of a deep dive into some of the stuff on the camper. You know, that battery charger is new. I've had it at my house and we were just waiting for it. So now when we're here, we're charging the power stations, we're charging everything up, and we can give the battery a little bit more boost because it's just not getting enough with that trickle charge as we're driving down the highway. So I'm excited to have that. I think Indiana wants to say hi to you guys. No, he's just looking for squirrels. All right, so we're gonna continue on. Don't forget, guys, we're doing a fire. We're hitting some trails. It's gonna be a really good one. Take a look at the truck, guys, while you can, because it's about to change. All we have right now is the Go on Overland. We're gonna be putting Mark 1615 a little bit bigger right here. And then over here, guys, overlanding with purpose. So I'm spraying it down right now, cleaning it up, and we're gonna get ready to do the decals. Now, of course, we have a sign business, so I have a plotter and I can make as much of this vinyl stuff as we want. I could cover the whole thing, but we're gonna do this. Can't wait to show you guys how it comes out. Guys, we're back inside the camper and I got a new plan. I've been thinking about this and I kind of forgot. So I got the battery charger unplugged. I'm gonna keep it down there pretty much permanently. And what I'm gonna do, I went ahead and labeled this positive, negative. I'm clipping those off and I'm going to hardwire this to my battery, to the positive, to the negative. When we get somewhere, I'm going to plug it in here. Now guys, this has a readout, but I don't use it much. I really don't. I rely heavily on this guy to tell me where the camper's at. So it says 12.6, so it really hasn't got much power since I showed you guys. Again, because that's a bit of a trickle charger over there, I'm gonna go ahead and clip these and then we'll mount it and I can put the wood back up here permanently. Again, whenever we get somewhere, I'll just plug it in. After a while, I'll unplug it and plug it in and keep checking that guy and see where we're at with charge. So these things have some built-in heat shrink, so I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. But essentially, rather than wrapping it with heat shrink, you can just apply a little bit of heat to the connector and it's ready to go. So I'm gonna do a little bit more of that off camera, but you guys get the drift. So obviously I used the lighter and that burnt it a little bit, but a few different ways. You can use a heat gun and stuff like that. These things are ready to go. And now we're gonna get them onto the battery. So we have the positive connected, we have the negative connected. I'm gonna put these boards over the top as if they would be screwed down. And now we'll have this cord out and plug it in. And now we're charging. So there it is, friends. That's a little bit of a plan that I've had stewing up in my brain for a few weeks. Really excited to give this a go. Again, if you saw the mess that I end up putting here, you'd see why I don't want to lift that off every week. Guys, this is the kind of stuff that helps us get up and go on. It's Go on Overland, overlanding with purpose. We have a huge purpose to spread the gospel message of Jesus Christ. So stuff like this just helps us a little bit, makes our life easier, gives us lots of electricity, whether we're editing videos or, you know, communicating, doing our regular business, our sign business, just helps us to enjoy life a little bit easier. So guys, we're going to get out there and see some of this state park and hang on for the rest of the video. Well, friends, we're enjoying this beautiful evening. Check out the truck. Overlanding with purpose, Mark 1615. Tucked away in this circle drive. Got some laundry drying, but I want to show you guys some of the work we've been up to. So you've seen in some of the previous videos, we're into leather work, we're selling hatchets. Well, after the rendezvous in the Ozarks, one thing we realized is that we need a bunch of sheets that are adjustable. So this is my personal axe. This is a boy's axe. Now what I've done here, check that out, guys. Loving it. Look at our new stamp. So we have our own maker's mark. Go on Mark 1615. But I really love this mahogany color, and it's adjustable. So it not only fits mine, but it'll fit a bunch of different sizes. And of course you can add a few more holes in there if you needed to. So that's the new kind of pattern I'm going to follow. So you'll see this one too matches that. It's just our light brown instead. I got the maker's mark, Mark 1615. This one is a different style. This is what a guy asked for. He had a Boy Scout sheath and he wanted it to match it. So I made that, and then I kept the template for myself so that I can make it for other people. It's an interesting style. When you set the axe down, this works really good, and that one with the half moon doesn't sit quite well when you lay it down like that. At any rate, we're going to give people that an option, and this was what I was doing. Tell me in the comments if you guys like that one more, but I was doing this one and I switched to this. Has a little bit of a round kind of bushcraft style is what I'm calling it. Just a little bit different vibe. And I made 6 of these. I have them in the camper right now for hatchets. They also have the buckle and they're adjustable, and so that way no matter who comes up with a hatchet, and it's a little bit bigger in size too. Even mine fits it a little big. That way, of course, it can fit multiple sizes and still be super safe. But look how that looks in that beautiful golden hour light. Next thing up, guys, these are wall mount straps. You screw it to the wall, then you can hang either your axe or you can hang a rifle, shotgun, something like that. But I make these and I put 2 holes in them, a rivet there, and then someone can already pre-screw it to the wall and then hang whatever they need to hang. Of course, we have that maker's mark. Absolutely loving that. That's changing it. We've made 150 about different leather products, and it's about time we have our own maker's mark and let the world know about the Great Commission. So thought you guys would enjoy that. Again, some beautiful little evening here. Check out overlanding with purpose. So as you saw from the intro, guys, we are out here taking a little walk, and it is just absolutely beautiful. It's pretty good climate, you know. For me, maybe not so much for Jolene. I like the hoodie weather. I feel comfortable. You know, it's still really comfortable temperature for me. We're just out cruising. Indiana is finding some fish, some dead fish. We got a guy who pulled in on his boat over here. Check out that sunset. So good. So good. So we're gonna walk back, have some stew. If you guys have been following the channel, you'll know that we like this bone broth beef stew. It's a one-pot wonder. Throw everything in there, and it's already cooking. It's doing its thing right now for us. So tomorrow night, we should be having steaks. Guys, if you've been following the channel, you'll know that we have that pop-up fire pit. I've been going on and on about how we can't cook on it because we don't have our grill set up. Well, check it out. We've been back to Colorado. We've been home, and we now have our grill situation. So tomorrow night, the plan is to be cooking steaks about a half an hour earlier than now, tomorrow night, cooking some steaks on the pop-up fire pit. So we're gonna see how it does when you're cooking and the fat is dropping down all on that mesh pit. So you guys will see what I'm talking about. If you've been following the channel, you already know. I can't wait to do that. It's gonna be great. But tonight we're just gonna kick back, probably be here till dark, and as long as we can soak this in, guys. Praise the Lord. It's just so beautiful out here. We have such a good God, and he is just laying it all out tonight for us to see. So had to share that with you guys, but we'll probably catch up with you guys in the morning. Here we are the next day. It's about noonish, maybe a little later, and we have some firewood down there we picked up on the way in, and now I'm gonna marinate the steaks to get them ready. This is not really what it says it is. It's actually my own mix. I just threw together a bunch of stuff. I got all kinds of different spices in here. We're gonna get this ready so it has a couple hours before we're actually cooking. I'm just gonna go ahead and just mush that in there. In a couple hours, we'll get the fire going, and these things are gonna be awesome for dinner tonight. So the steaks are marinating, guys. I got that season on there, and check out this awesome trail. So we're just hitting the trails, letting the steak do its thing, having an awesome little time here. We're gonna show you some of this via B-roll and some music going. So check this out. Before you know it, we'll be back chopping up some firewood over there at camp.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
All right, guys, for those of you that are still hanging on, the meat is going on. Oh boy, I can't wait. I'm gonna set you guys up right here while I go do the deed. Now, if you haven't noticed already, this is a bit wobbly, so that's something I'm gonna be careful of the whole time. I don't know that I want it directly under the flame, but maybe off. The wind's going this way, so maybe off a little ways from the direct flame. About to flip these steaks. Give them some more time on the other side. kind of get an idea of how they're doing. Yeah, I really like that because they're not, it's not direct heat. Well, this one's not getting as much attention as I wanted it to. All right, keeping a good eye on these things. It's gonna be awesome. So this right here is the moment that I've been waiting for, guys. Waiting for a moment to cook out on the pop-up fire pit. Have my little grill here so I can actually cook some meat on there. So I've been keeping an eye on this, looking stuff dripping down below. They won't know till I'm washing this out, but I think you can see some shine right here on that wood. There's definitely some juices kind of coming down, but I'm not too concerned for that little grate system down there. I think it's gonna be a-okay. Again, we have the hose over there. We could wash it out. So I think it's pretty much falling down on the wood and then kind of reigniting. So I don't think we're gonna have a huge mess. Keep an eye on this to make sure it doesn't tip over. And most of all, keep an eye on these steaks. There it is, friends. Check out that glow from the fire flame. That is a nice medium steak. So I pull mine off and I check it because that way I'll know if I want medium rare. Jolene's over there is gonna be medium well in just a matter of minutes. And that's gonna be it for this one, guys. If you're still here, thank you so much for hanging on. Until the next video, God bless you guys. Get up and go on.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting